Hi, my name is Ben Zauer, and this is my technical review for the game called 3D Game Kit. In this project I composed the music, created sound effects, and I use Wwise along with Unity integration, as this game is a Unity demo asset. As game audio reels for this particular game are quite common, I wanted to showcase my unique approach. I will highlight what I did differently, the main obstacles I encountered, and how I overcame them. Firstly, I prepared a list of goals and objectives that I aim to achieve with this game. I choose a black and white aesthetic to give it an exclusive visual appeal and set the mood for the sound design decisions. This dark, gloomy style dictated the sound design choices throughout the entire game. From an audio perspective, my initial focus was on creating an event list with all the necessary events, states, switches, and game parameters. Given that this game is a sci-fi adventure, I aim for a hyper-realistic sound design approach. In addition to my own recordings, I utilized effects from sound libraries as additional layers and used synthesizer to enhance the environment soundscapes. For instance, I combined jungle sounds with sine waves and reverb to create an ambience. Fully recorded some stone-breaking sounds, and used Serum to design the portal sound at the end of the first level. I also composed original music specifically for this game. Each area has its own unique interactive music, and after completing the project, I mixed these musical loops into a full song, which you can check out on Spotify or download from the description. Probably an interesting feature of the music is the endless loop of taiko drums, which enhances the jungle atmosphere. I think to create a compelling soundtrack you need one or two instruments that perfectly suited each environment. So for the jungle I opted for tribal and percussive elements, while using guitar and synth basses to maintain the tension throughout the rest of the mix. Lastly, I implemented the entire game using Wwise and Unity. I utilized various collider boxes, akambients, and events to fully immerse players in the game world. With these objectives in mind, I used the event list as an action plan. After recording and designing sounds, I edited them in Studio One, imported them into Wwise, and finally called them using the post-event function in Unity. This process was repeated for all 356 sounds I created for this game, including the music loops. I mixed the audio using Soundcaster and spent hours optimizing the audio implementation using the profiler, ensuring resource efficiency and playability. To reduce resource usage, certain parts of the game trigger sound only when the player is in that specific area, thereby saving RAM and CPU. I was not afraid to make modifications to the game code either. Leveraging my programming skills, I added custom events in C# to the prefabs for door opening animations and enemy jumper behaviors, rather than just using workarounds in Wwise. For example, I implemented two collision triggers in an enemy counter class to dynamically change the music based on the number of enemies near to the main player. Let's see how it works in Wwise. No code has zero defects, and this game is no exception. When it came to the main boss, called Grenadier, I encountered an issue where the sound wouldn't play when I hit the enemy. It turned out that the only event triggered was when the boss lost one of its lives. To solve this, I created a new collider on top of the Grenadier prefab, which triggered a stone swoosh random container in Wwise. This short video aimed to showcase the process behind creating this game. It's nearly impossible to cover everything in one video, considering the multitude of technologies, application logic, switches, and parameters involved. However, I hope I was able to demonstrate the work and effort I put into this project. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed this demonstration, please feel free to check out my other works as well.
Ah!